Good morning. I mean, Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Baruch, aka blessings. Baruch in Hebrew means blessings. And it's better to say Baruch than blessings. Blessings. How's everybody doing? Grand Rising. Hi, Stanley from Mount Vernon, New York. I've been to Mount Vernon before. It's been over a decade, but I've been there before. Grand Rising. Baruch. Hey, Danny. With the long, pretty black hair. Like some people spell it B-A-U-C-H and then I, and some other people spell it B-A-R-A-K, but it's both the same thing. It was a prophet named Baruch. They talk about him in the scepter, in the scepter, or am I saying it right? Scepter, scepter. And it's 2 chapters. I'm doing good. How you doing, Rose? Hi, Lena, Elena, Mimi, Ashley, Donna, and who else? Oh, I saw Stanley already. Prophecy 213. Hello, Jocelyn. Hi, Vince. How you doing, Vince? Hey, Lauren. And Elena. And Trina. How y'all doing? And who's that? Estella. What up, my king brother, my little peeps. Devontae. Hello, Penny. Hi, Faith Walker. Faith Walker, you've been with me for quite some time. I remember you, Faith Walker. You've been with me for quite some time. God bless your heart and soul and spirit. What up, Heaven, the working lady? She too busy to be stopping by. So when she stops by, that means it's going to be a sunny day today because Heaven done stop in the house. That's why it's a sunny day. Yes, you've been with me. Heaven been with me a long time too. Quite a lot of y'all been with me. Some of y'all been with me since 20. I mean, I came out on the scene 2012, but I would say I really started getting people to know me around 2014, maybe 2014, 2015. So some of y'all been with me since then. Like Brother Darrell, who was on here the other day. Who else? Not even Pat been with me that long. Pat been with me since like I think 2017. Yeah, I had met Pat a couple of months before I moved down here. But yeah, Rose, you've been around for about what, 6 years? I think, Rose. Right? Hi, Love Grace. Grand Rising to you too. Heaven, you've been around for a while too. Penny, I think you've been around for a minute. Estella, I know you've been around. I know Jocelyn's been around for a minute. Mimi, I know. Danny just came on the scene about what, a year and a half ago? But you would think Danny been here forever. You know. Hey, Ruby. Baruch. 7 years. Okay. Hi, Ryan. You been around a long time too, Ryan? What? See, some of y'all, I don't even know because a lot of y'all is just now starting to communicate with me. A lot of y'all been following me for years since I've been out here since 2014. But a lot of y'all never even commented to me. You may donate or something, but you never commented. So I wouldn't even know that, you're there because, I pray over all the donations, but I can't remember everybody, right? So a lot of y'all is just starting to communicate with me. So when you tell me you've been 7 years, 8 years, I've been like, what? Almost a decade rocking with me? What? That's 10 years. Wow, Ruby, you've been around since 2018? Goodness. Wow, I don't understand that language. Wait, what you saying? And magic mushrooms, mechanical herb. What are you talking about? Cannabis should be national treasure. I don't understand what you're talking about. Since 2021, young Fanny. Yes, since the time you came on YouTube, then you left and came back. I asked God about you and prayed for you to come back, and you did. Yeah, I had left for about a year. Oh, Lauren, you've been around since 2018. Wow. And Ryan been around. Hey, Claus. How you doing, Claus? Penny. Wow, you been around since 2017, Penny? Wow. Yeah, goat to the moon. Goat coin, right? I was a silent watcher for a few years. You was, Ruby? I showed my family that video of the demon lady at Kamala Harris. They are all voting for Trump. What? Oh my goodness. So they saw the demon lady behind Camilla and they was like, oh heck no. That is hilarious, Danny. That just made one of my days. What? And then y'all, like as her eyes was doing what she was doing, right? Camilla turns around and swings her hand that way. And then that demon thing starts manifesting, right? And it's like, as Camilla's talking, it's like the thing is talking with her. It was like, moving his head like, I'm like, Daddy, is that thing helping Camilla to talk? What the world? Stranger things are out there. What? That even happened at Obama one time. When Obama was president, one of his security guards morphed into a demon, whatever it was. I'm like, Look, when I found that video, I was like, oh, heck no. I'm sharing this one. I said, Daddy, should I share it? He was like, go ahead. I'm like, And I was like, and it's not a coincidence that she happens to turn around and points her hand like directly to this thing, and it starts manifesting, and then it's moving his head and moving his mouth like it's talking for her. What? I'm like, Daddy, nothing shocks me anymore. It doesn't, because we got all types of things on this earth and they starting to manifest themselves. You know why they starting to manifest themselves? Because the world is so wicked and it's full of sin. So when the world is wicked like that and full of sin, they can't help but manifest themselves. They can't, because the sin and the wickedness is so thick on this earth, they can't hide themselves. Remember I told you 2 years ago, God said the veil was going to be lifted up and we was going to start seeing stuff in the skies, in the water, and people, and it's only 35% of humans left. 35%, y'all. That means that 65% of different creations on this earth is half human, half this, half that. It's bananas, and it's only 35% left. May God preserve the 35% that's left. That's why he said in the Bible, he got to speed up time or else the very elect won't be saved. So at least we know the elect is in that 35%. So guys, if any of you going through severe attacks, y'all just going through it, just know you one of them 35%ers. Because look, us 35%ers that's left, oh, they're gonna be trying to come. You know, they're gonna be trying to mate with us, marry us. You ain't taking away my creation that God gave me, made me his baby. I'm daddy's baby, and I'm staying daddy's baby. I ain't turning into nothing else. I'm praying over everything I eat, everything I wear, everything I put on me, anything I bring in this house, any man I meet. I already know what my future husband look like, but still, you know what I mean? I'm staying Yahuda's creation. I will not change. I don't care what they do. I'm praying over everything. So just know, us 35%, the 144,000 and million something is in that. Unless God, you know, because Daddy can do anything. Just like when people was taking the juice and he gave me that prayer for them to repent for not considering him, and for him to take the blood, his blood, and to flow through them to change them back. So guys, the 65%, out of that 65%, it could be 30% that was once really human, but because they made it with something else, or they took this or they took that, you know what I mean? And it changed them and made them like half human. Who's to say that God can't go back and change them back to who they were, because he created them? So anything that God created that the devil has changed to be in his kingdom, God can always take it out of his kingdom and change it back. So I'm hoping, out of 65% that's not totally human, I'm hoping at least half of them were once all human, and that God can change them back if they, get right, because they still have human, so they still have that human nature in them. They still have that God-like candle in them. It's just not lit, and and their spirit still has the memory of God, right? So let's just pray out of that 65%, whichever was once human, that they come back to God, right? So he can change them back, because he can, because he created them. You know what I mean? So at least 30%, you know what I mean? But if you're in that 35%, 100% human, you better stay glued to God and the Ruach and Yeshua. You better sleep, eat, and drink them. You better not be without them. You best to stay in prayer as led, fast as led. Stay in the word. Do your warfare prayers. Cover your families, man, because some of our family members are still alive because we're praying for them. Oh, yeah. Remember, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I was talking about my sisters. One name was Crystal and one name was Wanda, right? I have more than that, but Crystal and Wanda were the main ones. I have twin sisters. I was told they're in California. My daddy was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. He had two wives. But outside of that, wherever he laid his hat was his home. I don't know why. Right? But anyway, my sister Wanda passed away. Now, I knew Crystal better than I knew Wanda, but she passed away last month. My nephew found me. I have a nephew, my brother that passed away. I told y'all he passed away like in 2004. He had an aneurysm. And people used to think we was twins along with Crystal, but me and Crystal look a lot like twins. So his son got in touch with me. Like, I heard from him like 3 years ago, and then I didn't hear from him anymore. And he found me on TikTok, and he wants us to have like a relationship. So I'm like, okay, sure. We take it slow, because I haven't seen him since he was like 10, and he's been married with kids now, right? So I was like, okay, we'll take it slow. He looks just like my brother that passed away. I mean, they are bookends. They are twins. He even shaped like him. Big football, all the big old beard. He danced like him. He's talented, because my brother used to rap, and he raps. He has like a video on TikTok where he's rapping. I was like, God, I can't believe this boy looks so much like my brother. I'm thinking I'm looking at my brother and not my nephew, right? And so I told him, I said, you look so much like your daddy. You're so like your daddy. I said, if your daddy was here, he would be so proud of you, right? And I think that really touched him, right? So we didn't exchange numbers yet. We're taking it slow. And so I told him to give my sister my email, because he found my sister. He found Crystal and Wanda. And I told him, I said, give her my email, tell her to send me her number, because we didn't have a falling out. She just moved to another state, and I was getting engaged, but I didn't marry the guy. But she moved to another state because she got a big job. We just lost touch with each other, but we was really, really close. We used to party together, all kinds of stuff. So I told him, I said, give her my email and have her send me her number when she's ready. Because it's been over a decade. People change. Sometimes family members don't want to be bothered with you, whether you sister or not. And then I was like, Daddy, I was just talking about my sisters, right? So I found out. So my sister Wanda, I didn't know her that well. So I told my nephew, I was like, I didn't know her that well, but I'm glad you got to know her, because when me and Crystal was hanging with each other, her and Wanda wasn't that cool. And every time me and Wanda got ready to meet up, something would happen, and we just never met up. And so I just gave up trying to be close to Wanda, and I just wanted to stay close to my sister Crystal, right? So hopefully my sister will be reaching out to me soon. I was like, Daddy, I was just talking about that. And I have been praying to him for months that I could find her again, right? because we were really close. So it's looking like my sister may be coming back in my life. We will see. My nephew is back in my life, and then he has two brothers. One died. That's the one that died of COVID a couple of years ago. He was 33, but Christopher's younger. I think Christopher's in his late 20s, early 30s, right? So I think he has one or two brothers. Yeah, he does have two brothers. And then he has a sister. And I haven't seen his two brothers or sisters since they were like toddlers. Because, my brother was a Rolling Stone too. He had one wife. Thank God he got married before he left this earth. But he was a Rolling Stone just like my daddy. My brother, and then my brother got a kid down here somewhere. I don't even know his name because she got mad at my brother and just took the baby and booked him. So we never got to know his name or anything. But he down here in Georgia somewhere. So I got like my nephew that found me, and then two other nephews, and then I have a niece, and he's in touch with all of them. So eventually I will meet them too eventually, but we're taking it slow, because you haven't seen them in decades, over a decade. So we're taking it slow. So it's looking like my sister, hopefully in the very near future, I will be getting in touch with my sister, and then I'm going to go and see her, or she'll come see me. And that's gonna make me so happy, because she was like my best friend, my sister Crystal. She really was my best friend. She really was. And we look just alike. And she's a couple of years older than me, right? And then I look forward to meeting my two nephews I haven't seen since they were babies, like toddlers. And then my little niece, I don't think I've seen her since she was like 1 or 2. Isn't that something? You have all this family and years and decades go by. You just don't see them, That's a spirit of separation. And I broke that curse in my bloodline. Maybe that's why my nephew found me again and resurfacing, and he's connected to my sister. And then I have a brother too that I never met. My father's first wife that I never met. And he was named after my brother who died. Right. So I don't know if I'll meet him or not, because I don't know if my sister is keeping in touch with him or not. But at least I'll have my sister, and I can meet my other nephews and my niece, right? And then they can meet my kids, but that's all down the line, you know what I mean? And he told me, he was like, Auntie, he says, Auntie, it's very important that we stay in touch. It's very important that we communicate and we have a relationship. Because I remind him of his daddy too, because me and his daddy looked alike a lot, right? So I was like very happy that he found me. And I'm like, I wonder how he knew me, because I remember him saying something about your face hasn't changed. But he hasn't seen me since he was like 10. And he's in his late 20s, early 30s. I'm like, how did he remember me? And he was like, your face hasn't changed, Auntie. I said my face to myself. I'm like, my face hasn't changed. I mean, we do age. But he said, your face hasn't changed. And I remember him telling me, he was like, you still have that pretty face. That face hasn't changed. I'm like, wow. And so then I was talking to God, and God was like, they've been watching you on the download. That's what he said to me. As I asked him, I said, Daddy, hasn't you and my family been watching me on the download? And then he didn't say nothing. Then like an hour later, I'm minding my business. He was like, they're watching you on the download, as you say. I said, you mean they're watching me? He said, yeah, your family in Florida is watching you. You got family in Maryland, in D.C. They're watching you. He said your nephew's been watching you for quite some time before he got in touch with you. I'm like, what? And my sister? But nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing. I guess they was waiting, watching me on my videos and stuff. If y'all watching me, big up to family. I guess they was watching me, just to see, how I've changed maybe. Or they didn't know how to approach me because it's been so long, so they was just like figuring me out. And then and my nephew just was like, all right, I'm going to say something. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them, because if you don't see a family member for like 10, 20 years, you don't know them. And if you have the opportunity to observe them before you make a move, that would be a good thing. So you would know where they're coming from. They know I'm a woman of God, and I'm preaching, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So they know, and he kept mentioning God in his messages too on TikTok. He blessed me, so I was like, that's a good thing. good. He loves God, and stuff like that, so that's a good thing. That's a good start. But he told me my other nephew was a Muslim. So I just have to pray for him, and then when I meet him, hopefully, I can talk to him and, see what happened. And I think he told me the other, my other nephew or my niece, I think they're Christians too, right? And I know my sister was a Christian when we used to hang out. So hopefully she still is. So, just keep me in prayer, y'all, that I get to talk to my sister Crystal and my my niece and my other two nephews, and the one that got in touch with me, he don't plan on going anywhere. And so that'll be a blessing, and because I've been praying about my brother's kids and my sister's, but Wanda, she passed away last month. I don't know what happened to her. I guess my nephew will tell me later. Yeah, because I haven't really been around my family, like a lot of them, like in 20 years, for real. And I got a big family because my mother, well, she's the second oldest of 18, but some of them are dead. And then my dad had what, seven of us? Seven of us, right? And then my mom had a kid by my stepdad, which is my baby brother. I haven't talked to him since 2017 because he was kind of out there. So hopefully he changed. If he didn't change, I don't want to talk to him. But if he changed and he's getting to know God, I may give him a slight chance. But if he hasn't changed, I'm not opening that door. Right? And so, I got a lot of family members I haven't seen over 20 years. I've seen a few, but not like 20 years. And my mom has been about 23 years. I talked to her in 2015, and she hadn't changed. So the Lord told me to stay away from her, and he still told me to this day to stay away from her because she's into that. Y'all know what she into. I told you that testimony, right? So I don't bother with her, but I pray for her that she get right because she's real old. She's really up in age and she's really sick, my son said. So I pray that God can snatch her soul before she leave this earth, because he told me she was going to be leaving in a while because she's really sick. She's taking like 30 pills a day, y'all. For real. That's all that wickedness and evilness she's been doing for years. And in our own families and stuff. That stuff gonna catch up to you. She's starting to get senile. Like my son said, she's starting not to, she can't remember this, remember that. But she does ask about me to my son, and she always tells my son to tell her she loved me. But she ain't changed. Even in her sickness and the way she is now, God says she has not changed. She has not changed. So, all I could do, and y'all could pray for my mom too, is that she get into heaven on a wing and a prayer. That she repent for her wickedness and her evil ways. Her and my aunties. Because there was a couple of my aunties rolling with her down there in Florida. Right? And whenever hurricanes come, she's never affected where she lives in Florida. It never comes there. They don't even get a tail end of it. So that's a good thing. Right? So just keep my mama in prayer. And my daddy, I haven't seen him in a while. He moved. I sent somebody up there to look for him. He done moved. Don't nobody know where he at. He up in age too. And God said he's still alive too. And God said he looking for me. But he ain't gonna find me because he don't know that I'm not in Jersey. He doesn't know I'm in Georgia. If he's looking for me or he's having people look for me, he's looking in Jersey because he doesn't even know I'm here. Right? So God told me that I would see my father before my dad leaves this earth. My biological father. I would see him again before he leaves this earth. I said, good. Then I could help take care of him. Because if he's suffering, if he's living on just SSI, at least when I find him, I could, help take care of him, give him some money every month, at least to help him buy groceries, pay a bill, something. As I know the type of life he lived, he was a middleweight boxer, very famous middleweight boxer. I don't talk about this much, but my dad was a very famous middleweight boxer. So he lived that kind of high life. He was a numbers runner. Y'all know what a numbers runner was back in the day, right? Moonshine. So, he never really worked. So I'm sure he's on set income like SSI or something, just barely making it. So I said, God, would it be all right if I take care of him when I find him, pay a bill, make sure he eating right, you know, giving him groceries, something. And Daddy was like, yes, when you find him, you'll be able to do that. I said, good. Because who wants their daddy suffering? There's daddy on the earth suffering, right? When you got the big daddy upstairs, right? So hopefully this is the beginning of me finding some of my family members that God want me to be around. Because, you can't trust all of them. Because some of them ain't right. So y'all just keep me and my family in prayer. In Yeshua's name. I remember when you posted that picture of yourself when you were younger on Facebook, and you do look exactly like that. Yeah, all that hair is, it done like took a vacation. Hopefully it'll be coming back soon, all that hair. And I had it bunned up. If I would have had it down, it would have been like down here. Yeah, so I was looking at that picture about a month ago, and I was like, yeah, I do kind of look the same a little. I think so, maybe 60%. Grand Rising, yes, you barely see your family, Rose. Well, hopefully you'll start seeing them more. The ones that God wants you to see. Hey, Miss Tia. Hey, Brother Brandon. How you doing, Brother Brandon? Oh, we see Sister Alicia on the job. Who else did I miss? I got Mimi. Hey, Jadica, I got your you sent me something on Instagram, didn't you? I read it, but I can't remember what it was, but I got it, Jadica. I'm glad you and the kids are enjoying your blessing and stuff like that. Hey, Destiny. Hello, who's that? I can't. Around since you were. Oh, you've been around since Periscope days? Wow, that's like what, 5-6 years ago? Hi, Gordon. How you doing, sweetie? Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Yes, I want to start traveling and visit my brothers in Boston. Yeah, that's another thing. When your family members and you yourself move to other states, that's what happened with me and Crystal. When you move to other states, you lose touch with each other. You know what I mean? You lose touch with each other. And thank you, Rose, for the Cash App, and Natasha Reed. Sister Reed. Bless y'all. Baruch you all sevenfold double. Okay, so let me give you this. Wait, I gotta put my glasses on. Hold on. Is they clean? And the last 2 times I was on here, I forgot to put my thing on my head. Nobody said nothing. Y'all supposed to be looking out for me. Nobody said nothing. I remembered after the fact. Okay. All right. What's that? My son is angry with me because I don't agree with him on Camilla. I pray he doesn't. Let him see that video I put up about that alien behind her. Danny whole family changed and said they're voting for Trump. So let him see that video. Maybe that might help him. I didn't put that up to sway anybody. I just put it up because I couldn't believe it. All right. So I've been having these for a couple of days now, so I'm just getting around to it to you. Or can y'all let me get this out? Then y'all could say whatever. What? That don't. Wait, I have a question. There's a prophetess that don't know she sent me prayers. Can you ask God if it's okay? I don't understand what you're talking about, Elisa. I really don't. She sent you prayers. Why do you think she made a mistake and sent them to you? Obviously, she sent them to you. Okay, so now, Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for these words, and may your people receive them, go to you, and confirm them, and cover us with the blood of Jesus in Yeshua's name. Why you take away your message, Rose? I was about to read it. One of my sisters started talking to me when my mother passed in January. She hasn't spoken to me in years. Wow, that's a blessing. Sometimes death can bring people together. My sister Wanda passed away, and that's my nephew found me like that. You know what I mean? So, all right. So Ukraine president. What did I write? Okay, the Ukraine president will fall. Zelensky, whatever his name is, the Lord said he will fall. How he gonna fall, I don't know, but the Lord said he's gonna fall. And then that church on what is it called, New Birth or New Generation, New Birth Church, that had VP Camilla there, the Lord said their downfall has come. The entire church, not just the pastor Jamal, right? Then the Lord said, we are going to see many men start dropping dead in 2025. Many men, especially bronze men. And the reason why is because 8 million children go missing in a year. And they say double the amount of women go missing in a year. And that black, and out of that, 30-40%, maybe even 50, is black bronze women. And it's because of the hands of men. Yes, you have some women working in these type of industries because they themselves were snatched and kidnapped and brainwashed. But it's mostly men. And you have a lot of women that are raped. I think it's like 4 million women a year, or maybe a little less than that, can be raped or sodomized, or, and that's including, children being messed with and stuff like that. And it's mostly all by the hand of men. So basically, the Lord is going to be wiping the earth of these men to solve the problem, because people keep praying, asking him, to intervene. So you may even start seeing it this year. I don't know before the year's out, but definitely starting in 2025 and beyond. A lot of men, black, white, Spanish, Asian, all of them that's into this stuff, but it's going to be a lot of the black men, surprisingly, that we're going to be seeing drop dead. Even homosexual men, because that's a defiling nature. So in the book of Isaiah, I can't remember the scripture, but somebody could get it for me if you can. It says that, 7 or 10 women would marry one man, and they would only marry him because they want his name, his last name, because that's how much of a shortage of men it will be. So to every woman in the future, it's going to be 7 to 10 men. That scripture's in the Bible, where the women it says 7 to 10 women will want one man's name or something like that. So we're going to see that. It's going to actually happen. So, any woman that's a true child of the Most High, you don't have nothing to worry about. You're going to keep your husband if you're meant to keep him. And if you're not married, you're going to get married. And when you get married, can't nothing take your husband, right? This is going to affect the sinful women out there that's not of the Lord, or they acting like they're the Lord and they really not. Those are the ones that are going to want to marry one man when it's 7 to 10 of them just to get his last name, and he's going to have a harem of women, because it's about to be a shortage of men. So this is a warning to many men, and even you men that's listening to me, you godlike men and godlike women, we need to pray that these evil men out here that's doing all of this abduction and raping and sacrificing, and even the military got secrets that they do, snatching kids and taking them here and there. We need to pray that these men, no matter what their color is or genre, that they need to stop and repent and get right with God before it's too late. Because guys, we are going to have a shortage of men. Every nationality, especially black bronze men. We're going to have a shortage, because the Lord said this is the only way to stop the problem. He's been trying to stop it. Like the FBI's been finding children here and there. They just found some kids somewhere a couple of days ago. You know what I mean? But you got like one man in Decatur, I think, a white guy. He was dating a black girl. Do you know he drugged her to put her to sleep and went and raped and killed her 3-year-old daughter? The 3-year-old died because her little body couldn't handle what he was doing. Then there was another woman. Her and the man was in court just the other day. For 6 months, she knew that her boyfriend was raping her 6-year-old daughter, and she allowed it. Then on top of that, he started abusing her. Her little body couldn't take it no more, and she did. I could tell you the number of stories I heard about down here and other places that will blow your mind. These sick men are doing to these children. One guy, his brother got killed. So the guy decided to date the killer's sister. Stabbed her 24/7 times and killed her and abused the 2 kids just to get back at him for killing his brother. You got some sick, sadistic men in this world. And they're killing women like crazy. And be careful, women. There are a lot of warlocks out here. Be careful, men. There are a lot of witches out here. And you don't know who you dating if you're not praying. So God is like disgusted with these men. And he's been trying to stop this stuff. But the only way it's going to stop and calm down is if he wiped the earth with many men. And we're going to see many men of different nationalities, especially the black bronze men, just drop off the face of the earth. So when it happened, you know, because God told me a lot of families got secrets. There's a lot of families out here where children are being raped in the family, being sodomized. You know, and the mother may know what's going on, but she's too scared, you know, or he's her only income. Let me tell you something. I will sleep on the streets with my child than to stay in a relationship with a man that's raping my child because I don't want to be on the street. Let me tell you something. The streets would be better. At least I know my child would be safe. At least I know my child is not being sodomized or raped or defiled. Because that's going to affect them when they grow up. They're going to be traumatized and they're going to grow up and they're going to become monsters just like that. If somebody don't catch them in time and show them love and show them Christ. The streets would look real good to me because I would not stay with a man that's abusing my child. I would not. I would not sit there and let you abuse my baby and then 6 months later my baby's dead. Look at that little 13-year-old little black girl down here a couple months ago. They was looking for her and they heard her calling from a basement. Come to find out the mother's boyfriend had been raping her for a year and she was pregnant and he killed her because she was pregnant. How are you going to have a man under your roof raping your child and you don't know it? Let me tell you something about little girls. When somebody start messing with them, they change. Their whole demeanor changed. Their whole attitude changed. Their school grades drop. They don't want to hang with their friends anymore. Mothers, let me tell you something. All the mothers out there that these children have suffered, they're going to suffer for it. They're going to suffer for it. Ain't no way you're going to have some man living in your house and you married to or not married to. He messing with your daughter and you don't know it. You don't know it. Or you going to sit up there and know he messing with your child and you going to allow it because you scared of him or because he paying your bills? Baby, let me tell you, the streets will look mighty good. Because at least me and my baby be safe. And let me tell you something. And if you're a woman and you leave a relationship to save your child, let me tell you something. God ain't going to let you stay on them streets. He's going to take care of you. It's disgusting what men do to children today and women. It's disgusting. You know, and some people say, oh, well, women bring it on themselves because they dress like strippers. They dress like prostitutes. They dress like hoes, which is true. But no woman deserves to be raped. But you should dress modestly. And even then, a man will still try and get you because the man's a man. They like dogs. The ones that ain't a Christ. They like dogs. They'll hump on anything. Look at the man who killed the white lady 2 days ago. He been harassing her, trying to get with her. She ain't want him. He went and got guns, shot her 15 times and killed her on the job. Who do you think you are? Because somebody don't want you. You want to take their life? And then one guy, he raped the 2-year-old and she died because she couldn't handle it. And he's dead now. A year later, they killed him in prison. Let me tell you, in prison, they don't condone you raping, killing, beating children or women. So he dead 1 year after being in prison. Retribution. So you godly men and women, start praying that these men stop with the madness. If not, it's going to be a shortage of men in every nationality, but more so in the black and bronze community, because there's a lot of them doing it. It's a lot of them, and and God told me that the men are supposed to be our protectors. Like, they can see a woman getting beat on the street, they ain't gonna do nothing. I remember back in the day, if a man see a woman getting beat up, he gonna jack that dude up. Not today. Men don't even want to give up a seat for you on the bus anymore. You catch a Lyft or Uber, right? And they watch you struggle with the bag. They won't even want to open up the trunk. They watch you struggling with the bag. I remember that happened to me one time, and I told the guy, I said, if you want a tip, you best to come back here and get these bags out of the trunk and put them on the sidewalk. He took his little fat behind out of his truck, took my bags out of his trunk, and put them on the sidewalk. And I gave him $2. He lucky he got that doggone fat man sitting in the front seat. Forgive me for calling him fat. That's not nice, Father. Man sitting in the seat, gonna open up the trunk and sit there and see me struggling getting bags out, and I'm a female. I said to him, if you want a tip and a good rating, you better get your behind out that car and help me with these bags. He got out that car, because if I would have gave him a bad rating, that would have brought him down. He wouldn't get good rides no more. So I know the system. So he got out, and he said, you sure you don't want me to put him in front of the door? I said, no, put him right there, because I ain't want his butt to even walk to my front door. I said, put him right there. And he put him there too. And he said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought you could handle it. I just looked at him and shook my head. And he got back in the car. And I gave him $2 and 3 stars. I mean, come on, you a man. You an Uber driver. The way you going to get 5 stars and tips is to help. I could have been a man and still needed help. You know, you don't sit your behind there, don't do nothing. Yeah, the tips is our hard-earned money. That's hard. You don't give your tips away loosely. You don't give your tips away loosely. Yeah, I'm serious about my tips too. You know, when you tip somebody, you are blessing them in a sense, but it's different when you tip, like, let's say when you give a homeless person money, that's totally different from tipping a waiter. I mean, you're tipping them because of a gratuity right? And you're tipping them because they served you. You're not tipping them. I mean, yeah, you're tipping them out the goodness of your heart, but you're also doing it because it's a conformity that we have been programmed to learn for decades. You got to tip your server. But when you see a homeless person on the street, that comes 100% from the goodness of your heart, because that homeless person ain't do jack for you. Or somebody in the grocery store and daddy said pay their bill. That person ain't did jack for you. You know, you see somebody on the street, they may not even be homeless. Or you see little kids. I see pretty little kids all the time. I give them a couple of dollars. You know, that's from the goodness of your heart. They didn't do nothing to you, like a cashier in a retail store, a grocery store. And God be like, tell them to keep the change. And they be crying because they be really needing money. They don't even be having money to eat lunch that day. I've heard that so many times, right? Now, you do that out the goodness of your heart because you're obeying God. But when you in a restaurant and you give them a tip, that's like a conformity that we've been programmed to do. So it's like you feel indebted to do that because they served you. And even if they didn't serve you right, Pat will tell you, that's been a couple of times when it was my turn to tip and her time to pay, that waitress ain't getting no doggone tip. And I told Pat, I was like, you know what, Pat? I ain't gonna be programmed or guilt into tipping nobody that did not give me good services. Like, some of these waitresses, they have attitude. Like, we was in a restaurant the other day, and she was a Spanish lady. She was Asian. She had an attitude because, I wanted this and I wanted that. I'm paying this money, so I should at least get what I'm supposed to get. You know what I mean? And I gave her like, I think it was $5 or $10 because me and Pat, we ate at this fancy place last Thursday. Let me tell you, it was fancy. And she paid, which was shocking. Right? But the food was good, right? So I was like, okay, rightful tip is $5-10, right? I didn't want to give her that. But because we was in that kind of restaurant, I was like, you know what, Daddy? I don't want to give her jack. I said, but because we in this kind of restaurant, which we go to every blue moon, I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and be kind and give it to her. Because she did not have a nice attitude. And me, When you dealing with me and you don't have a good attitude, I'm done with you. I want nothing to do with you. No tip, no nothing. I ain't gonna sit there and ask you why you being mean and nasty. I ain't gonna deal with you, but I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray that God judge you behind and help you get right through that judgment. That's what I'm gonna do for you. And you probably won't get a tip. Because if you kind to people and you giving out kindness after kindness, and then people just want to be mean to you, nasty to you, they deserve what they get. They deserve that judgment, because that judgment may turn them around. You may be the one that God sent there knowing that they were going to be nasty to you, because he know you're going to pray for them and try and get them right. That's your assignment. Don't even know it. Waitress could be your assignment. A waiter could be your assignment, and you don't even know it. Yes, they have. I've heard some moms agree to this satanic. Yeah, sit up there and let the man be raping their children because of money and income. Do you know their mothers are going to burn when they leave this earth if they don't repent and stop? It's better to be on the street with your baby, because daddy going to take care of you, than to stay with a man and let that man do those terrible things to you. And before that mother leaves that earth, guess what? It's going to be done to her. And then guess what? Generational curses, because you allowed that man to do that to their baby. It's going to run through your family till God raise somebody up. See, people don't think, they think about the now. They don't think about the after. They think about the now. Decades down the line, that's going to be happening to people in the family because you allowed it. And on that man's side, who did it? Right? So we're going to see the Ukraine president fall. Pray for men, because a lot of them are going to be leaving. And I told you about Jamal Bryant's church, right? Then the Lord said, the Lord said, do not be drawn into the net of others. Be careful of who you let in, and contracts you sign, agreements you agree with, opportunities you take. Pray everything in. Any opportunities you get, pray and ask God for approval. Any contracts, anything where you guys sign your name, business, opportunities, any kind of opportunities, job opportunities, ministry opportunities, it doesn't matter. Pray. Even if people offering you money to help you do this, help you do that, you pray and make sure God wants you to take the money. Because in this season, the enemy's going to be trying to entrap a lot of people through his demonic agents that's going to be coming like children's of light. So be very careful. God said pray in everything. Asking permission for everything. Any new person come in your life, or anybody, just like I was asking about my nephew and stuff, but he said it was okay. But any family members come back in your life, people you ain't seen in a long time, old friends, boyfriend, ex-husband, wife, whatever. Even new people that's coming in your life. God said pray about everybody, and don't proceed until he answers you or sends someone to answer you. That's what he said. Okay, now I told y'all that I've seen Biden passing 3 times, and I've seen Barack them planning to murder him back in 2017, right? And I just made that video again. And I saw a senator die. Do you know a senator died the next day? He was mowing his lawn. His pool was empty. How in the world did his lawnmower fall with him head first? And the Lord said I thought it was going to be like a heart attack or some kind of way he was going to die. And the Lord said that it was murder, but it wasn't going to seem like it. Because me and Pat was like, how is he mowing his lawn and he's getting to the edge of a pool with no water in it and he falls head first? You would be very careful. I say, Daddy, that happened the next day. So now we got Biden and Obama. I think Biden's going to go first. I really do. I'm not putting death on the man. I'm just telling you what I saw. I think Biden's going to go first. I really do. I really think he's going to go first, but we just need him not to go until after Trump get in office, because if he goes before Trump's inaugurated, you know who's going to be president temporarily. She's already president behind the scene. I've proven that to y'all last week. She's already the president behind the scene, her and Barack. But she will definitely be the president for the last 5.5 weeks of Biden's administration, and lots of damage could be done in that time. You know, she could be dangerous. I told y'all that years ago when I saw it coming. So, pray that, That'd be all right. But anyway, they're going to try and disqualify him when he wins, but it ain't going to work, God said. But they're going to try, but it ain't going to work. Right. And they're going to keep going with this racist narrative up until election day. And then God said there's a lot of errors in the counting of the votes, although the votes don't count. It's our energy, but there is a lot of errors in the voting. Like in some places they say she's leading when Trump is really leading. Wherever they say Trump is leading is true, but wherever they say she's leading, God says a lie. And I told y'all that 2 months ago that God said they were going to do this. So he said you can't even trust the news. But he's gonna win, and God gave me the points of what he's gonna have, what she's gonna have. I'm just waiting for it to happen, right? And the Lord said that pray against riots, because there's a strong possibility it could be riots. So God said pray that there will be no riots. Pray that there'll be no debauchery or trickery when it comes to his inauguration, trying to stop it or delay it. I've been telling y'all about these flesh-eating virus, and look, and I told y'all about Ebola. Do you know the next day, I was reading articles of Ebolas in different places. I'm like, but I told you about this flesh-eating disease, and also told you about I told you about ammonia. It's a super ammonia, and then this other disease I told you about. Well, they're trying to bring these things, and they're trying hard in the spirit room, and our prayers are working. So the Lord said, keep praying. We don't need no flesh-eating disease. We don't need no super ammonia, and we don't need any other viral diseases. But there's one of these diseases. I don't know which one it is. I don't know. And I saw monkeypox too. But one of these diseases, if they get to bring it past, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be scaring the crap out of people. People are going to be relocating. Like, let's say California will have it the worst. Like, who had it the worst when COVID was here? Was it New York? So whatever state or states have it the worst, people are going to be relocating from those states. Just like, okay, Florida. We got a lot of Florida people. We got a lot of North Carolina people. We got a lot of Tennessee people. We got a lot of Alabama people. We got a lot of Mississippi. The traffic down here is atrocious. It's just atrocious. It's all day, every day. It used to be times when you had spots where it was, easy to drive. No. You go in the stores, they done click out the doggone stores. Especially since Hurricane Helene and Milton, them doggone Floridians. They clean out the stores, y'all. They clean them out. Every store we go in is packed. Can't find a doggone parking spot. I'm like, what the world? I'm used to finding a parking spot, and I'm used to stores, they be crowded, but not like this. Doggone Floridians, you North Carolinas, you Tennesseans, you Missourians. I know y'all coming down here taking over. That's why I'm like, Daddy, it's time for me to go. When me and Pat was out the other day and all this rick-a-rack, I'm like, Daddy, it's time for me to go, because ain't nobody trying to move to New Jersey, because New Jersey is expensive. So it's time for me to go. I was like, I cannot stand all of this. You go in the store, you can't find out. I asked Pat to get me a small little carton of milk yesterday. Why she come back with a half a gallon? Talking about, sis, they done cleaned the store out. That's all I could find. What? Why would you with all this milk? I just needed to make me some little mini sweet potato pies that I showed y'all. And they so yummy. I'm going to make some more. I'm like, what am I doing with all this milk? It expires on the 11th. I'm not a milk drinker, but I had to have the milk for that, right? And she was like, but sis, that's all they had. They done cleaned the store out. It's time to get up out of Georgia, y'all. Pray for me. See, I'm going where it's expensive. You ain't don't worry about people going up there too much. They all coming down here now. New York, California. They coming down here. Chicago. They coming down here now. It's Illinois. It's too expensive where they at. So they coming down here. And I'm going back. I'm going back. Ain't no way I'm staying. I'm going back. Sure don't. Times have changed. Yes. Service isn't what it used to be. Sure isn't. If it's not at least $5, some certain people don't even want it. Yeah. Look, you give me $5. Like that. Oh yeah, I put it in my title. Daddy said sow a seed today. That's all he said to say to y'all. Sow a seed today. And y'all know I never put that in my title on here. So even if somebody just gave me $5, I'll be happy. That money. $5 could probably buy me some milk or a loaf of bread. Or my favorite, no, they can't draw those right. Okay, it could buy me some milk, a loaf of bread, maybe a carton of egg whites, and a snack. Maybe. So you can still get stuff with $5. So be appreciative of what you get. Because remember, small turns into big. Great advice, pray about. Yes, pray about everything. I will pray for whoever is serving me. Yes. Apostle, did you see that rapper who got arrested by... No, what rapper got arrested by the USA Marshals? What rapper? Some countries in California right now are under mandatory mask wearing. What? Yeah, so guys, pray. Because this disease, and it's funny how I said California. Ain't that something? Maybe that's prophecy. But anyway, but we gonna say them. Let's say this disease is very rampant in California. People in California are going to be moving to other states. That's how bad this disease is that they're trying to bring, the Lord said. So we got to keep praying, y'all, because it's the end of October. What is today? The 29th. We got 2 more days, right? And then November, right? So we have November and December. So we made it this far, without these different diseases, right? So keep praying, keep doing what you're doing, keep fasting, have your family pray, because they had monkeypox on the thing. They had the super ammonia. They had the viral bacteria disease, the flesh eating disease, and now this other disease that can make people so fearful. They can move, right? So keep praying, because if we keep praying, God's gonna answer. And He's gonna prevent these things for us, right? And like I said, pray about riots after the election. And then I told y'all the Lord said, just be diligent and stay prayerful during this week leading up to the election. And if you have to go out and vote, just be careful on election day, because I told y'all a couple of years ago that this election was going to be like none other. Like an election we never seen before. And it's happening. I mean, look at Trump and VP Camilla. They're having town hall meetings every day. When have you seen candidates that's running for presidency have town hall meetings every single day? Trump was on Daystar last night. I just happened to see it because I was watching a preacher on Daystar. Then I started watching my phone or Instagram and YouTube, right? And so the TV was basically watching me. And I happened to look, and Paula White was on one side interviewing Trump. And then it was this big old stage. And I was like, what? And it was on Daystar. And then when they end, they all gathered on the stage and was praying for him. I'm like, wow. Then I went to TikTok for like about an hour and 30 minutes. TikTok is too addictive. So I was on there, and I was watching this lady. She had made videos about different people, why they voting for Trump, right? And it were black people, white people, Hispanic. It was all nationalities, right? And they were saying things I never heard them say about president. So one black girl, she was like, I don't know what it is about him. Like she said, I went to one of his meetings, and I just felt the presence of God. She said, I really did. She said, I felt the presence of God with him. And he wants to do everything that a lot of us agree with, right? And then a white lady was like, yeah, I was a Democrat, but not anymore. She's like, I'm what she say, Republican. She said, because I went to one of Camilla's meetings and it was very demonic. She said, I felt evil entities. She said the air was thick. I couldn't even breathe. She said, I left. I was like, wow. And then, the people was just talking. And I'm like, wow, I never heard anything like this before about an election, right? And then, the guy, he was like, yeah, they're having town hall meetings every day. That's unheard of. And I was like, I remember God told me a couple of years ago, and I told y'all that when this election coming was going to be like none other, unheard of. And it is. And then look at the VP Camilla. Have we ever seen a candidate like her before? Not in the history of America. We have never seen a presidential candidate like her before in our life. And look at all the stuff Candace is finding out about her. Look at all the stuff other people's finding out about her. It's worse than Obama. And then Beyonce. That was shocking. When have you ever seen her come out for any politician? Beyonce? That's like Michael Jackson. And I told y'all when she does leave this earth, it's gonna be bigger than Michael Jackson. I told y'all that 4 years ago when I saw her dying. And then I saw her in 2012. Her and Jay-Z was in a plane crash. I saw it twice and she died. I didn't know if JD's died. So I've been seeing her passing away since 2012. Then in 2016, God said if she didn't get right, she'd be gone. They cloned her. And I proved it. Y'all sent me pictures. Because I saw the vision where they cloned her, and JC said, I said, what happened to Beyonce? He said, oh, they disregarded her. And she ain't been right soon. She don't do interviews. She hardly don't do movies. She don't do sit downs because that's not the real one. I remember I had that vision where Yadabal called her up to the second heaven. From the waist down, she was a mermaid. And from her waist up, she was Beyonce. And she had the crown with all these diamonds and jewels. And it said, Queen of the Coast. I mean, and then and that video got like 15,000 hits. And like half of y'all said y'all had the same kind of dream. So God been showing me about this woman since 2012. 2012. You ain't never seen, and so when she does pass away, it's going to be like Michael Jackson, but bigger. But you ain't never seen nobody like her at anybody's election. Megan Thee Stallion, twerking. Have you ever seen anybody twerking at a candidate's town hall? Really? Then somebody get thrown out because they said Jesus is Lord. They get thrown out. Then you see this other chick about to beat a baby up because her daddy is preaching against taking the fruit of the womb. Have you ever seen anything like this before in your life? No. So when daddy said it was going to be like none other unprecedented, I ain't know what he was talking about, but I know now. And then I had 9 to 10 visions about VP Camilla, and every last one of them have come to pass. I have never had that many visions and within a span of 6 weeks about a candidate like that. I've had back-to-backs, but not in a span of like 6 weeks back-to-back. And she wore every suit I seen her in, and everything that I saw happen to her. That's bananas. And then I seen Obama being the head of the coup 2 weeks before they threw Biden out, and it happened. And I seen Obama with Camilla. It happened. I seen Michelle with her. It happened. I seen Biden turn into Obama. So we already know Obama is the man in charge right now. All of that stuff has come to pass within a span of 3 years. And then I saw VP Camilla coming in 2018, described it to a T. Y'all know that. I said she's going to be president of VP, and she's VP. Acting president, too. And I'm like, I was like, God, I'm just astonished at you. I mean, everything he's been showing me about these elections has come to pass. Like I saw Biden winning, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, wow. And I told God, I said, I'm just blessed that you chose me to see. And others out there that are seeing stuff, they're blessed too. I'm like, God, I'm just blessed that you chose me to see. But nobody saw those 10 visions like I did about Camilla. Nobody. I haven't heard of anybody having those kind of visions like I did with Camilla. Have y'all? I mean, God singled me out for that one. If he has shown it to somebody else, then that's good. But as far as I can see, he hasn't. So God will pick certain prophets and prophetess to show them certain things and don't show others, Like somebody told me, a couple of people left in the comments, they was like, Apostle, you basically the only one saying for the past couple of years well, only the past 2 years I've been saying Trump was winning, but all the other stuff, they was like, you're the only one for the past like couple of years, 4 or 5 years, that's been so accurate on so many things, especially about Donald Trump, VP Camilla, Biden, Obama. And then he told me, and one of them, he's like, ain't nobody else, God ain't telling nobody else this stuff but you, Apostle. I started laughing. I was like, hey, I'm privileged. I thank the Lord that He has privileged me to see these kind of things and to be able to share them and then actually see them manifest. I'm humbled by God. I'm very humbled by God. Very humble. It's a humbling thing when God chooses you to do certain things or show you certain things. It's a humbling thing. It will seriously humble you. Any pride that you have will go out the window. Biden was replaced 5 years ago. God ain't talked to me about that one. What do you think of Turbo? I got both of them. That's what I think of them. I don't have a lot because it was expensive, but I have both of them. I pray Beyonce gets exposed before she dies so they don't keep. Yeah. I mean, she is getting exposed now. They talking about she's connected her and Jay-Z to the Diddy list, but I don't know how true that is. And she's like threatening people on TikTok, telling them to take videos down and apologize to her and stuff like that. And people don't like that. So, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. Who was that? Katrina? Because I seen it in the spirit realm. I seen her and her husband leave a ritual. I told y'all that. I saw that in 2013. They looked straight in my face. This is a fight of good and evil. Yep. Okay, I read that one. Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything to do with Beyonce. I never was crazy about her, to tell you the truth. And I never thought she could really sing that good. But she sings good now because practice makes perfect. Because even me, when I started singing again, I was like a little, weak. And I've improved as time go by, so it can happen. But I've never been a fan of Beyonce or Kelly Rowland. I never have been. So I'm not going against her or trying to degrade her in any way. I'm just telling y'all what I see, what the Lord showed me. That's all. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. So pray about that virus, because the Lord said it would be worse than COVID if it did come to pass. And then in Kenya, if you live in Kenya, or because I know Kenyans do follow me. If you live in Kenya or people in Kenya, tell them they need to get on their knees and cry out to God, because a war and famine is coming there. A war and famine and war is coming to Kenya. I remember I had prophecy dream about Kenya a couple of years ago, and it came to pass. I can't remember what it was, but famine and war is coming to Kenya. Famine and war is coming to Kenya. So if you are from Kenya, or you know anybody over there, and even if we're not from Kenya, we still pray for them. And I saw great floods coming to Africa. That's in one of my videos on here, right? So pray for Africa, period. Okay, Susan. And who else? Deidre. Wait. Where'd it go? Hold on, y'all. I see Susan, Deidre, Mimi, Sandra. God bless y'all for showing y'all seeds and being faithful. Y'all like first fruits. First fruits always get blessed the most. Hey, y'all, look at Donald Trump. Didn't I tell y'all his code? That doggone stock was going to explode. And I know it was daddy, because something in me told me to go and check my stock platform, right? And I noticed that one of my stocks, it was a high paying stock at one time, but it's like real low. It's down to couple of dollars, right? And I just been hanging in there with that stock for 3 years, because I know what it could do, because so I happened to notice, I said, they done did a darn stock split. I said, I had way less stock. I said, the devil's a liar. So then I heard a voice, it had to be the Holy Spirit. Why don't you go and get you some Trump coin? I said, yeah, since they did the stock split, I was able to get all the money back that I was in the hole for. So I took half of that and went and bought me some stock. That stock done went up $20 since I bought it. I'm like, yes. And then somebody told me on the live when I was on here, talking about because of you, Apostle, I have 600 Trump stock and I'm in the green. I was like, dang, 600? That's a lot. And then I told him, I was like, yeah, I went back to it and I was up $50, right? But now the stock done went up $20. And it's gonna keep going because I saw it in the spirit room. I think I told you I saw it hitting 100, 105, 110. And then I saw it go back down, but not low, but I saw it go back down. And then I told y'all, remember I told you, Daddy said when we see Bitcoin hit 72,000, bull run is coming. Well, Bitcoin is $71,000. Oh, one more thousand, 72,000. Bull run. That's what he said. And then I noticed some of the meme coins and the altcoins, they're going up a little bit. Then I noticed Moondang is going back up some, but I don't have as much Moondang as I had before because when it skyrocketed, Rosalind skyrocketed with it. I left some, but I like, fuck that, man. Sister need cheese. I need to eat some cheese. I need some filet mignon. Kids need some milk. You know what I mean? So that Moondang is starting to go back up. And then that goat coin. And what's the other one? Goat testis. Something it is. Crypto.com has those coins. Crypto.com has the first Moondang. That's 20 something cent. And then they have the goat coin. And then they have the goat. What is it called? Goat testis maximus. They have it. Crypto.com. What? I was shocked. Crypto.com is starting to get up there. They're starting to get up there. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, that's because it don't went so high. But I don't think it's that expensive. Wait. Yeah, it is. It only got 4 zeros. You're right. I mean, but hey, y'all should have did it when I told y'all to do it. Shoot, a lot of us was eating filet mignon, some cheese. What else we was eating? We was eating some steak. We were eating good. 2 people told me it was life-changing money for them. I'm like, wow. I was like, praise God. I like it when God allows me to share stuff with people and they can make money. That's a blessing because you want to see your brothers and sisters eat. You want to see them get out of poverty. You want to see them be able to pay their bills and do things that they want to do. You want to see them to be able to tithe. Like one person tied to me and said it was life-changing money, and he tied a nice amount, and he was happy that he was able to do that. Because some people, they tell me all the time, Apostle, I want to tithe more. I want to tithe, but my money, so when they're able to do that, it's a blessing. How could you be a leader in the ministry or in anywhere in life and you're eating good, you're living swell, you know what I mean? Your family members is good, the ones that's around you, and then your people is hungry, they starving, they family starving, ain't nobody eating, can't nobody do this, can't nobody do that. How could you be any kind of leader in a church or in a ministry or in life and enjoy yourself? And then the people that's around you, that's following you, that has helped you in the past when before you got to where you are. I remember, how many of y'all remember, I think it was 2015, I needed to move because my landlord's house was being foreclosed on. And I needed to move, and I think I only had like $1,000 to my name. And then I was going to the post office to mail something, and the Lord was like, ask your people. I'm like, what people? He was like, ask your ministry file. And I didn't want to do that because I don't like asking, right? And so how many of y'all remember I was sitting in the park in Montclair, New Jersey, where I used to live, and God dropped the rainbow on the phone? How many of y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember that? I know Pat do because she gave me money. Right. And I told y'all my situation, and I think I had got like $4,000. And I was able to find a place 3 days later, pay the rent, security, and pay movers to move my stuff because y'all helped me. Right. I'm never going to forget that. That's why I give back so much to the ministry. That's why I give out so much money and books and this and that, and free coaching to certain people that can't afford it but need help, right? Because I remember that. And it was like one other time y'all helped me. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was my daughter. She had just lost her job, and she had to move. She had got approved for the place, but she got approved for the place because she got a new job. She had lost her other job, and she needed, I think, what it was, 22,000 some dollars. Man, y'all showed out. Y'all gave her $5,000. All she needed was 2,000, and y'all gave her 5,000. And she told me she turned around. I gave her the money, right? She turned around. She gave me $1,000 back. She said, "Mommy, that's my seed." I was shocked. This girl ain't never showed a seed that big. She said, "Mommy, that's my seed." She said, "Mommy, all I needed was 2,000, and you gave me 5,000." So she gave me 1,000 back. What? And then I sold to Pat and some other people with it. And I wanted to keep it like $500 of it. Right? So y'all had helped my daughter. So I'm not gonna never forget the things that you guys have done. Like, some of y'all have donated for years to the ministry and have helped paying the ministry bills, helping me, helping so many people out on the street. I can't even count how many people. A lot of y'all donations and so I can't even count. Like somebody gave me a nice size donation the other day. And I messaged him back and I thanked him and blessed him. I was like, "Do you know I had to give," so I told him about somebody. I was like, "I had to give so and so and so and so this because they need help with the rent." And I said, "Girl, you came just in time." And she was like, "That's what we for. That's what we here for. We sisters. We sisters." She was like, "Look at how many times you have helped me. We sisters. We sisters." And then I was just praising God. I said, "God, I just prayed and asked you to give me this money for so and so, and you gave it to me." So I called the person. I was like, "Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got the cheddar." And they was like, "What? That was fast." I was like, "God move fast. When it's an emergency, he move fast." You know what I mean? So I'll never forget those things that you guys have done for me, and the people who've been donating to me for who knows how long, and allowing me to help other people, family members, myself, my ministry. I don't forget that. That's why I get back. Then another person blessed me with a nice donation, and she was like, "Apostle, you give out so much. You give out so much money. You give out books." Da, 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 da. She said, "I want to bless you." She said, "You're the first one I thought about when I got this money." I was like, "Praise yeah." Let her keep thinking about me. Praise yeah. And of course, half of that money is already going to somebody. Half of it's already going to somebody, and then half is going to be for the ministry. Half of it's already going to somebody. Right? So I don't forget those things. That's why I give the way I give. I mean, I'm a giver anyway, but this is why I don't mind helping people under the ministry, doing fundraisers, donating to them, helping them where I can. I'm not like rich, but I'm comfy. You know what I'm saying? And if I can't help you, I'm going to tell you, I can't help you, but I can pray for you. And I can pray that God give it to you. And a lot of times God will give it to them. You know what I mean? But imagine when God makes me rich. Oh, Lord, I'm going to be able to help so many people when he makes me rich. Money will not be an issue. People on the ministry of apostle, "Can you help me tell something?" I'm like, "All right, let me pray to make sure you're telling the truth. You're not trying to jock me. And I need to make sure God approves." And if he says, "Okay, check, here you go." I told Daddy, when you make me rich, so many people going to be eating filet mignon, steak. They're going to be good. Because Mama Apostle going to be helping. But Mama ain't letting nobody take advantage of her, because she is very shrewd and very smart. And so is my daddy. He see you coming before you come. I want to get a food truck and give food to... Oh, that's a good idea, Heaven. That's a good idea, a food truck. That's a good idea. And do you know, when you get stuff like that, that's a nonprofit, and you get it LLC or incorporated or S corporation, then you can hire somebody to write you a grant application, and then you can apply for grants and get grants to help, be able to pay any workers that you may have cooking in the truck for you. The grant will be able to pay them. Yeah. Because you won't be making any money, because you're giving it away for free. So you have to get some grants, that way you could pay your workers, because you may not always be able to be there. Your comfy is coming. Awesome, Jessica. Yes, that's a good art. That's good. She gonna do that. I gave someone all of my real estate books and study guides. I gave them directions so how to get their license. Wow, that was a blessing. And let's pray when that person get their license and start making money, they will not forget you, heaven. They will come back and feed the hand that fed them, like the leopard did to Yah in Yeshua's name. Wow, that showed that God made beauty out of. Yes, yes. Apostle. I want to be super rich so I can help a lot of folks. Wow. You need to drop a course. What kind of course I need to drop? Are you talking to me or somebody else? Yes, remember. I retired at 31 from crypto. What? That's like some of my daughter's friends. They ain't working. And one of them, he is working and he makes like $52 an hour. He has like some doctorate in engineering. But he don't have to work because he's like, they crypto hundredaires, and I think one of them is a millionaire and the rest of them are hundredaires. Yeah, I mean, so 31, that's good. And I had 3 of them in my coaching class. So yeah, crypto is the way to go if you can afford to buy it. I mean, if you like, I wish I had a Bitcoin. I've been praying to God for somebody to give me a Bitcoin because I want one. And they keep saying it's gonna go to like $1 million in a couple of years. I was like, Daddy, give me a Bitcoin. It's too expensive for my blood, right? So you never know. Somebody could give me a Bitcoin. They give me coins. So I was like, somebody give me a Bitcoin. I want to see everyone blessed. Yes, I tried to help a few of my family members on crypto. I tell them buy crypto, but I'm talking to. They'll regret it when it start going up. Trust me, they'll know it. Really? Wow, 72,000. The Lord said. I said it a couple of weeks ago. When it goes to 72,000, that's when the mini bull run was going to start. Then it's going to turn to a bigger bull run. Moondane is expensive. Yeah, it is now. It's very expensive now. I have one for you. You got Bitcoin for me? Well, my address is under my live videos. It's right there. Go send it, baby. Go send it. I won't forget you when it get to $1 million in a couple of years. The sexual predators will be dealt with. Yup, they sure will. I remember when I started following the ministry, you sent me free books and oil. You prayed for me and family members. Aw, that's so nice. I did that. Bless the Lord. I have an S corporation, but I can get a grant for that. You should be able to if it has something to do with nonprofit. So if you could prove that your S corporation has something to do with nonprofit, like helping people, and you're not making a profit off of it, you could apply. And then sometimes when you get those grants and you have money left over, they allow you to keep it for other usage. Let's say you get a $10,000 grant and you use 8,000 of it toward your ministry or your nonprofit organization, and you have an excess of 2,000 left. You're allowed to keep it, and then you're allowed to do what you wish with it, if it's for yourself or whatever. I've never gotten a grant before, but I have books on it in case I ever wanted to decide to apply for one, because I want to open up shelters and feed people and stuff like that. So I went on Amazon and bought a book about grant application. I still don't understand it. So probably I understand a little bit of it, but like when I'm ready to do that, I'm going to hire a grant writer, and they could cost you anywhere from $500 to $2,500 to hire one of them, because they're experts in it and they will write everything up for you. It's a lot, and they will write everything up for you and submit it. Because I bought the book and I understand the basics, but trying to write a grant application, I ain't trying to do that. I will hire somebody because I don't want to mess it up. We know that we are going to be rich. I receive that, King. So just check, Google it. Be like, can an S corporation that's nonprofit, can they apply for grants, and see what it say? I remember when okay, I saw that. I have what? One for you? What that say? Care for you. Thank you. What about Dodge? Is that Dodge? Well, Dodge is going up. I think it's like 13, 14 cents now. It went up 2, 3 pennies. Need that XRP rocket. Yeah. Oh, check it out. I was on Instagram, and this was like 2 days ago. And they was, and you know, The Simpsons is going off of TV. I think this is the last year. And they was playing an old Simpson where it showed AD. Is it ADA? Is that the name of the coin? What is the name of? I remember it saying ADA. It went from 59 cents to 36 cents. And when I went to go look at it, it was actually 55 cents. Right? Then it showed XRP going from 51 cents or 61 cents to $589. I said, oh no. Because I've seen it go all the way up to 150. But in The Simpsons, it said 51 or 61 to $589. Didn't have Bitcoin, but it didn't show what Bitcoin went to. It just had Bitcoin at 16.5. Remember when Bitcoin, and I prophesied that. I saw it. And it went there 3 times, 16,500. It showed that too. And then it kind of hollowed it out so you couldn't see it. I was like, XRP 589, ADA 36 cents. And when I went to go look at ADA, it was 55 cents. But on The Simpsons, it said 59 cents. And then it said XRP was 51 or 61 cents. And it shot to 589. I was like, can you imagine if you have $500 in XRP? I don't even know how many coins that is, but right now, and it shot up to $50, $100, $200, $300, $400. If you last that long, 589, that's life-changing money. If it just changed to $50, that's life-changing money. $100. Because let me tell you something about these coins. Just like Jasmine back in the end of November, that was my first time ever buying Jasmine coin. And I had put $1,000 in that. And that was kind of big for me. as I'm cheap, I'll be trying to put like 100, 200 in here, 100, 200, 300 here. You know, at the most 400. I don't like to go past that. But something in my spirit was telling me to just put $1,000 in it. And that's what I had in my bank account. I think I had like 1,300. So I put 1,000 in it. And it was the Holy Spirit, right? Do you know 2 hours later, it went from 25 cents to 50 cents. Then I was going to cash out. I heard the Holy Spirit say, wait. Then it shot up to 75 cents. I heard the Holy Spirit said, wait. Then it shot up to $1. Holy Spirit said, no. It shot up to 125. I took off and it dropped. Literally 15 minutes later, back to 55 cents. What? And I told my brother Travis about it. And I think he made $5,000 off of it. My brother Travis, he made, and it was somebody else I told. I think they said they made 10 grand. And I invested 1,000. Sister was eating good for about 2 months. You know what I'm saying? I went on vacation. I helped the kids. Always help my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that because just like Jasmine went from 25 cents to $1.25 within an hour, XRP could do the same thing. Jasmine could do the same thing. She could do the same thing. Bitcoin could do the same thing. Ethereum could hit 5,000, 10, 20,000. Same thing. You just got to catch it. So that's why you pray and be like, God, let me not miss nothing when it comes to my coins. Let me catch all the rockets. Don't let me miss none of them. Don't let me miss. Holy Spirit, lead me, tell me something, whisper in my ear, do whatever. But don't let me miss it. Because in a span of 20 minutes, I'll never forget that. It went from 25 cents to $1.25. That fast. And then within 15 minutes later, it dropped to 55 cents. Remember Sheep made millionaires. It had started going up. I woke up, Daddy woke me up, and before I was praying, he told me, go look at your coins. And I did. My eyes was like so big when I saw the Sheep. Right? So I had took some, right? I took half. And then I was watching it. It was going up, 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 up. And I kept hearing something say, get it, get it, get it. But I was greedy. So I went back. I took 10%. I should have took more because that sucker dropped But it went up from like 5 o'clock in the morning to like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So that was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was like a span of 7 to 8 hours. She was just, then boom, 1 o'clock came, 1:30. Shoo, I just watched my money go, 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 go. I was mad at myself because I think what I told you, I think it was like $45,000. That's all I had got. I could have got more, but I was being greedy because I thought that it was gonna keep going. But all of the crypto platforms crashed at the same time. And when it did, it brought she down. Oh my goodness, it brought down. I think they planned that crash. What y'all think? I think they planned that crash. Because if they didn't crash it, who knows where she would have went that day? Because I had 3 of the millionaires in my coaching class. Who knows where that $45,000 I got could have went? If they all crashed at the same time. How many of y'all remember that? Gemini, all of them, they crashed. And I think they did it on purpose to stop sheep, because sheep would have went through the roof. It had went to 0 something 88 or 90. If it would have got to that 100 something mark, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it was in October 2021. And remember Dogecoin? Now, I didn't have Dogecoin. My daughter's friend had it. And when he bought it, it was like, it had lots of zeros. And then she had a female friend that had it and bought lots of deals. And I think it went to 71 or 72 cents. They were millionaires. I don't know if they still are now, because you know how young kids is. We talking 3.5 years ago. But they were millionaires, and they hooked my daughter up. And I was like, what? And I tried to get some, but I couldn't get it, because it was so high. And then that's when I really started getting into coins, because Brother Johnny got me interested in coins in 2017. I literally had Bitcoin when it was like 20, 50 bucks. And I had Litecoin when it was like $10. I had 3 Bitcoins, and I sold them because I was impatient. And Johnny told me, you were going to regret it. And he was so right. He was so right. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Right. But one of her friends became a millionaire. Then one of the guys that sent the crypto, he became a millionaire from buying Doge. Right. But I've never liked Doge. And all the Doge that I have is that people gave it to me. So I'm not going to get rich off of Doge. It'll pay a bill or something, no mortgage for 2 months. But that's about it. And I still don't like Doge. I just don't know why. And there's just some coins that some people just don't like. And I just don't like it. Right. But I have it because y'all give it to me, and I'm appreciative of that. But I always trade it for something else. But this time I'm keeping it because, what God told me it was going to go to $2 or something. So I said, at least I can make something off of it. So I'm going to keep it. Never mind what Uncle Sam might want. Yeah. Anyway, let me tell you something. All of y'all who've been in crypto for the past 3 years, if you kept the same coins for the past 3 years or the past year, you only be paying 10 to 15%. Now, if you have coins you just got 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 30 to 35% you'll pay. But if you have coins that you have for a year or more, 10, 15%. That's what you're going to have to do is put aside 10, 15% after 1 year. And some of y'all been in crypto for the last couple of years, 4 or 5 years holding on to these coins. So you only have to pay 10 to 15%. So let's say you made $100,000 off of a coin. That would be 10,000, 15,000. You should, to be on the safe side, put aside 15,000. Not financial advice, just telling you what I've learned from other people and researching. Just put away 15,000. But if you have a coin you have for less than a year, you need to put away at least 30, 35%. So if that was 100,000, that would be 30 to 35,000. Because trust me, they're going to come for you at the end of the year. They're going to come for you. And if you don't pay it, whatever you bought with that crypto, they're going to own it. But guess what? Remember back in 2018, I had a vision where they abolished IRS. How many of y'all remember that vision I had where IRS was abolished? Before I go on, I want to see who remember that. Who remembers that vision? Just like I saw Justice Thomas, Clarence Thomas, whatever his name is, hitting the gravel, and he overturned Roe versus Wade. And when Trump got in office, what happened? He overturned Roe versus Wade. So that came to pass. Okay, they say Trump wants to abolish IRS. I'm like, yes! But they don't need our money. They got got plenty of money. All they gotta do is turn on their printing machine. Why we gotta pay for everything? Why we gotta be taxed? You got countries that don't have no taxes. You got countries people go to school for free. Why can't we? So I read an article from a major news station. I think it was a CBS, one of them, that said Trump wants to abolish IRS. Now, wasn't he the one that abolished Roe versus Wade that I saw in 2018? So he may be the one to abolish IRS. They ain't doing nothing but getting rich off of us, IRS. Getting rich like fat hogs. Fat hogs. You know, our money is paying for streets, paying for this. Y'all got money. Why we gotta be paying for it? Y'all got money. Do you know America has a surplus that they have to share with the other states? Why are they taking our money? Because they getting rich off our money. That's what it is. Well, we about to get rich off of ours. And I pray that Donald Trump abolishes the IRS. I don't pay no more taxes. I don't know. Oh, wait, hold on. I got it. Okay, I got a few minutes. I don't know if that will also include capital. That's what it is, capital gain. If you have a coin that's a year or more older, 10 to 15% capital gain you will pay. If you have a coin that's less than a year, 30 to 35% of capital gain. Google it. It's there. That's what you have to pay. Capital gain is your tax, what you got to pay. All the money America has and this country still, we ain't in no debt. I told y'all that. God showed me that a long time ago. It's just to keep us in debt. Remember I told you, if as long as the enemy keep us individually in debt, he has a right to America's finances. Remember I told y'all that 2 years ago? We ain't in debt. Do you know they could go in and erase that trillions of dollars like a magic wand? They can just erase it. And then they split the debt among every American. So I think we're almost at 100,000 each of owing. And I denounced that. I broke that covenant. I cursed that thing. I was like, that will not manifest. I mean, that the devil will have no rights to my finances, Daddy, because I ain't had nothing to do with that debt. Did they ask me to send them billions of dollars to Ukraine? Did they ask me to send them billions of dollars to Israel? Do they ask me to send any money that they send to anybody? Did they ask me before they sent all that money to VP Camilla's campaign? Did they ask me? No. So therefore, they didn't get my consent. So why should I have almost $100,000 debt on my back that I ain't even accumulating? I rebuked that. Remember, I taught y'all how to get it off of y'all. I made a prayer in one of my books. You better pray that stuff. Be like, I cancel that covenant with that United States debt. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I rebuke it. I reject it. I renounce it. Denounce it. Deject it. Render it palatable against me. I speak the word of God against it. The blood of Yeshua Jesus against it. It will not manifest in my life spiritually, the physical, spiritual. No, I don't accept it in the name of Yeshua Jesus. I am not a debtor to the United States. I'm a debtor to heaven. I'm a debtor to my Father, the Ruach and Yeshua. That is who I'm indebted to for eternity. Not the United States of America, although I'm a citizen. I have not denounced my citizen, but I denounced that debt because I had nothing to do with it in Yeshua's name. And that's what you pray. Because it just gives the enemy a right to America's finances. And it gives him a right to your finances. Just like the stimulus check. Daddy told me, because everybody got one, right? If you had a business, right? Thank God I didn't apply for no PP loan because people get in trouble. I wouldn't have got in trouble because I got a real business. But a lot of these people, they didn't have no real business and their name is on the list and they going to jail. You know, I even tried to get the grant, but I had put in the wrong, when I put in my tax ID, I had put in one of the numbers was wrong, and because of that, they denied me. And I was upset. And Daddy said, "You're gonna be thanking me later." So when all this crazy, I was like, "Daddy, thank you. Thank you. I ain't get that grant. I ain't want nothing to do with that, right?" But I did get a stimulus, right? So a while ago, like about a year ago, God was like, break the curse of the stimulus check. I said, what you mean break the curse of the stimulus check? He said, break the curse. You accepted money from the government. Break the curse. You give them the right over your money. I said, well, why you didn't tell me that? I wouldn't have never. He said, you didn't have no choice. You woke up and it was in your bank account. You didn't have no choice, right? So I denounced the stimulus check. I broke the curse and everything. So y'all should do the same thing too. I broke the curse and everything. And I'm like, Daddy, I mean, life is spiritual, y'all. And life is not physical. Life is spiritual. When they gave out them stimulus checks, we were making a covenant with the government. We gave them rights to our finances spiritually. And we didn't have a choice. We couldn't say no because they just pop up in your bank account or you get a check in the mail because they know everything. So I just did what Daddy said. I denounced it. You know what I mean? And I think they sent one and then they sent another one, a smaller one, like $600 or something. So I had to denounce them all. So I was like, Father, in the name of Mashiach, I denounce them stimulus checks, whatever I've done to myself spiritually. I ask you to undo it for me, cancel it, rebuke it, reject it, invoke the blood against it. I renounce it. I send the word of God against it. Whatever it is doing in my finances, it will no longer manifest from the spiritual to the physical ever again. And I place you as the governor over my finances from this moment on. So God is the governor over my finances. So if God is the governor over your finances, no one will steal from you, take from you, swindle you, spiritually or physically. And not to say they won't try, but God will always warn you. He will always show you. He will always show you so it won't happen to you if you say, God, you are the governing over my money. You, the Holy Spirit, Yeshua, are the government and the governing over my money. Your throne and your heaven is the government and the governing over my money for eternity. And when I say money, I say digital, debit, Vimo, Cash App, whatever you got, your bank account, money coming to you, cash on hand, your properties, your cars, anything you own that's financially ground, even your children, because you took care of them, for the rest of your life. So that way, somebody try to steal from you, spiritually or physically, God will alert you and tell you what to do so it won't happen. So give God your money. Say, God, Ruach and Yeshua, I make you the governor and the governing over my money and your throne and your kingdom of heaven over my money. And I thank you for the treasury angels that watch over everything to do with me financially in Yeshua's name. And I thank you for alerting me when someone wants to steal from me spiritually or physically or scam me or do whatever they're trying to do. In Yeshua Jesus' name, they will not be able to do it. And it will go back to them like a boomerang 10 billion times. And it will continue on them until they repent and get right. If not, they will die paupers. They will die impoverished. In Yeshua's name. Ways I created. Yeah. My daughter's friends told me about that one too. And I got some of that too. And that you didn't have to put a lot in, like $100-$150. That's it. Because it had, I don't know if it has a lot of zeros now. I have to check. But it had, I think, 9 zeros or 10 zeros when I found out about it. So you only put like $100 in there. You don't have to put a lot. I ain't greedy. I ain't greedy. If $100 get me 1 million coins, or 2 million, or 3 or 5 million coins, I'm good. That means I just have to wait until all the zeros drop. That's when I'll make some money. I won't make no money as long as it got the zeros on it. Is when the zeros drop, that's when I'll make it. But some people be throwing in like $5,000, $1,000, $2,000. I ain't greedy. Just give me. Just give me. As long as it can help uplift me and my children, and I can save some and reinvest it again. Maybe get me a house one day. Maybe a church one day. And keep my house up. I'm good. I ain't gotta have no 50-room mansion. I don't gotta have no big mega church. Just give me a mini mega church. You know what I mean? I love lavish things, but I like to catch stuff on sale. Like this kitchen set was like $2,500, but I got this sucker for like $700-800 because it was 50% off. Plus, when the guy looked at it, it was like 25%. See, that's the kind of stuff I like. I like lavish things with low prices. I don't care how rich I will become in the future. I'm always going to be a sales girl. I'm always going to be looking for sales. Always. I don't like paying full price for nothing unless I have to. If I really, really want it, and I don't think it's going to be there next time, and I have the money, I'll get it. But if I think it's going to be there for a minute, there's been times I've seen stuff in stores, and I go back 2 weeks later, it's 50% off. That's what I'm talking about. Like in the summer months, that's the best time to buy boots. Summer months are the best time to buy boots. And the beginning of the fall is the best time to buy boots, especially at Belts, Macy's, JCPenney, especially Belts. Buy one, get one free. JCPenney's, Macy's, buy one, get one 50% off. Sometimes Belts give you 2 boots for the price of one. So in the summer months, like July, August, and the beginning of September is the best time to get boots, purses. Me and Pat both found a leather coat. $350. We paid $25 for it at Belts. End of the season sale. I mean that good leather. Green, money green. What? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. That's the best time to shop for winter stuff. July, August, begin September. The best time to shop for summer stuff, January, February, March, and December. That way, when the next, like I was on TikTok the other day, they had these cute little shoes that I've never seen before. They were rhinestones. And the shoe was normally $39.99. You know they had that shoe for $8.99. Sister got that next summer. You don't buy stuff when they in season, y'all. I don't care how much money, because some of y'all got more money than I do. I don't care what season it is. You never buy in season. Never. I wouldn't care if you were a millionaire, billionaire. Never buy in season. Always buy out of season. I mean, yes, if you a millionaire and you got money and you could just flex it like that, and you want to do that, then that's on you. But whenever I reach that status, I'm going to still be a salesperson. I am. Because I love sales. I don't know about y'all. When I get stuff that's on sale, it excites me. It excites me. It makes me happy. It excites me. So I like catching stuff on sale. It excites me. It really excites me. Like y'all, I told y'all I was gonna get that new Ninja icy slushy thing. Man, they were selling that thing for $500-$600. Sister got it for $199. Don't play. I'll make my slushies whatever I want to make, right? $199. What? I ain't paying no $500 for nothing. Yes, I love a good bargain. It makes me happy. My family introduced me to. Oh, you need to stay away from Temu. They in court now. People suing them. They done took people credit information and used it. Girl, I would not recommend you shopping on Temu. I'm sorry. Don't do it. TikTok is your better move. Because what Temu has, TikTok has. You may pay a little more, and then sometimes you get a lot of free shipping with TikTok, right? Temu, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. I guess I can invest some of my crypto in those. What? Something you said. I don't know. You love sales too. Yes, it will. I think if you try and get some now, this is not to tell you to buy it or anything. Wait, I can't see it on it. It's on. I can't. But last time I checked, I think when I got it, it had 9 zeros. So I think what it has maybe 8 now, right? So if all you can afford is $50, $25, $100, or if you can afford more and you frugal like me, put $100 in it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, but you just have to wait until like 3-4 zeros drop before you can start making some money or some big money, like all the zeros. You just have to be patient. The guy has 2,000 on each. I only put 100. Dang, he put 2,000. Man, that could be a millionaire right there, because it had 9 or 8 zeros. So if it dropped 4 zeros, he could make a lot of money. He could probably be in 100,000. And when it drops all the zeros, he could be millionaire status. Ryoshi, the creator of and has 2 Mimi coins that have not taken off yet. I heard about the Okami and the Rusa. Yeah, I got some of that. I put $100 on it. That's it. That's all I did. I ain't greedy, like I told y'all. I'm patient. I can wait for it to drop 4 zeros. I've gotten very patient. I can wait and then take some, and then I can wait for it to drop the rest of them. I could wait. Apostle. I can see him doing that for all the trouble they caused him. Yeah, they did. The IRS did cause Trump a lot of problems. In my spirit, I can hear 5 million over and over. Then it happened. God first, and definitely bless your ministry and will give you the shoot. $5 million, girl. That's some good money right there. That'll be a nice tithe. What's 10% of $5 million? What's that? $500,000? What? that could buy a church. That could get a church back home. That's right, Apostle. That's right, we not in that debt. They haven't realized the gains. Yeah. Yes, that's my father to return my money they took. All the money America has. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you know what? I gotta go. But we should not have no homeless people in this world. I mean, in this state. If they giving billions of dollars to all these countries to fight war, why do we have homeless people? Why do immigrants come from other countries and they get treated better than us? $16,000 in food stamps and who knows how much in cash. They get to live in hotels, all kinds of stuff. Now you got the Venezuelan gangs over here causing havoc in New York. And I pray God, he stopped that. I pray God don't let that. Y'all need to pray that too, that God don't let that stuff spread. They actually let those prisoners out of prison so they could come here. And y'all want VP in there? She the reason why, her and Biden. I mean, really. I mean, I understand you don't like Trump, but don't vote for somebody else just because you hate him. I mean, it makes no sense, right? I mean, so we shouldn't have no homeless people in this country at all. No one should be suffering in this country. The veterans who fought for us, they shouldn't be homeless and suffering, waiting 2, 3, 5, 7 years for a check. It should not be. But we already know that our government don't care about us. That's why Michael Jackson made that song, They Don't Care About Us. He was trying to tell us something. They don't care about us. They don't care about our well-being. Because our government is not for us. And most of the government ain't even part of us. They're Gregorians and other stuff mixed in with humans. So they don't care about us. So we already know they're not going to give us nothing. No reparations. The Indians got that. The Asians got to protect the anti-crime law. When is bronze people going to get one? Hey, white folks need it too. Latinos need it too. Spanish need it too. But the Asian ones, they the only ones that got it. You know, racism is at its worst. It's at its thickest. This guy down here in Georgia was looking at a lady the wrong way. And he had his girlfriend with him. And she called the cops and said that there was this black man looking at her the wrong way. Do you know cops came and questioned him? Look at the little boy, 17-year-old boy in Florida, had one Indian and 3 white men coming after him. He lived in the neighborhood and they were threatening him. And then the white guy went to go get a gun to shoot him, but the other white man prevented him. Now, all in two or three of them, they lost their jobs. 2 of them have moved to another state and they're working another 2 because the power of the internet does not play. That's why they're trying to mess with the internet. The power of the internet does not play. Because listen, this world is in such a bad disarray. This world is in such a bad disarray. Who has time for racism? Who has time to be racist? We all made the same. Now all made the same, but the ones that's human, even the ones who look like this is not human. They got eyes, hair. No, they piss, poop the same way. They eat the same way. The only difference is the color of our skin is different. And the narrative that they made about us being slaves when we were never, ever slaves to begin with. We are the indigenous descendants of our ancestors. We were already here. They did not bring us from Africa. As a matter of fact, they took some of us and put us in Africa. Sierra Leone, all these different places to start African tribes over there. They didn't take us from there and brought us here. They took us from here and brought us there. And America is the lost Egypt, which is part of Africa, right? But they said we came over by the millions on all these ships and they can only find one. And we became slaves. No, what? That they found us over here minding our business and they came with that fake Christianity that they taught them and turned them into slaves in our very land and stole our land. Our ancestors stole our land from us. That's what they did. They tricked us, befriended us, stole our ancestors' land, and made our ancestors slaves. That's what they did. But they're going to tell you they brought us from Africa. And they pit these white people against us. When the white folks don't even know their genetics come from us. And many of them were made in a lab, like I taught you. Proved it to you. And I ain't the only one teaching it. Many of them were made in the lab with our genetics. They are 6 ether beings. And they trained them to hate us. They trained them to make us weak, to keep us in check. The Moors taught them everything they didn't know how to wash their booty. They didn't know how to wash their teeth. They were stinky, filthy people. And the Moors taught them how to clean themselves. The Moors educated them. And what did they do? The Moors started sleeping with them. Guess what happened? They turned on us, took all the knowledge they got from us, took our Wall Street, took our universities, because they mixed with them. And God didn't want that. So they are programmed to hate us. Some of them don't hate us. Some of them love us because they fall in love with God. So they fall in love with us. But 75% of them hate us because they're programmed to. It's in their genetics. It's in their DNA. So some white folks will never stop hating bronze black people or Puerto Ricans because they don't like Puerto Ricans neither. They don't like Spaniards neither. But it's mostly us they can't stand. And it's just going to be some people on this earth that's never going to stop hating us. Never going to stop wanting to kill us. Never going to want to stop to eliminate us. And they're inferior to us because they know who we are. They know we're the chosen ones. They know it. And they know how strong we are. And they know if we can get together, we would take over. That's why they separate us. That's why they got all these black men with white women and all these black women with white men mixing, turning against each other. Because they know if they keep us this way, we can never become this way and become powerful beings. And God will be behind us. So I'll be glad when my people wake up, and my Latinos and my Spanish people wake up, and my dark Indians wake up. All right, so I got to go. So I'll see you later. And pray against racism. Cancel it out. Pray against it in Yeshua's name. So I'll see y'all soon. Much love. Shalom.